Hey everybody, I'm Todd Simon, 5th generation owner and chief steak evangelist at Omaha Steaks. Today I'm going to be making a surf and turf featuring Omaha Steaks private reserve strip steaks and our red Argentinian shrimp. So let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do is some basic steak preparation. I'm starting out with room temperature private reserve New York strip steaks. So I always like to put salt and pepper. I mean, it's pretty basic, but it really brings out the flavor of any steak, especially these private reserve strip steaks. So there's our steaks, they're ready to go. I'm gonna let them sit at room temperature for about an hour, and then we'll get ready for the rest of the recipe. So our steaks are set aside and ready to go, and I'm gonna make this compound butter that couldn't be simpler. So we start out with butter. I've got some lemon zest here, parsley, garlic, some black pepper, some kosher salt, some thyme, a little bit of lemon juice to thin it all out a little bit. Now I get to cook the steaks, so here we go. Now we're gonna be using a method today called the sear and roast method. A little bit of grapeseed oil in this pan. You can see it's steaming already. I've already got the pan turned on. So what I'll do is I'll sear them for just a couple minutes on each side. Then I've got a 300-degree oven here. I'm gonna put them in the 300-degree oven in the pan and roast them until they get to an internal temperature of about 130 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and flip them on their first flip here. Man, these are looking good. So now that the steaks are perfectly seared, I'm gonna pick up the whole pan and I'm just gonna put them in the hot 300-degree oven and let them roast for about 10 minutes. We'll check on them, going for that 130-degree internal temperature. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna blanch this broccolini just for about 3 minutes in boiling salt water. And then we'll take it out, and this is gonna come into play in the next part of the recipe. We're gonna let it drain a little bit, and then we're gonna use it in the sauté in the next step. Well, there you go, our blanched broccolini, humble but mighty, will feature very prominently in the next stage of this recipe. All right, so my steaks are ready in the oven. I'm gonna get them out, and we're just gonna let the steaks rest. Resting is perfect to let the juices circulate in the steak. You don't want to cut the steak too early because it will make the steak dry out. So the next step in this recipe is we're going to start out by sauteing that broccolini that I blanched before. A little bit of olive oil, the garlic, and let that, it's going to sizzle up there. Whoa. We'll go ahead and put the broccolini in. With a little bit of butter. A little bit of pepper flakes. And some salt because, well, I love salt. You can never have too much salt. Now what we're gonna do here is just flavor the broccolini with the pepper, the butter, the garlic. Our humble broccolini has been transformed into a spicy, buttery, delicious, slightly salty broccolini. Okay, so now we're gonna do the surf part. And I've done my broccolini, and we're gonna use the same pan that we did the broccolini, so it's already got those great flavors of the butter and the chili flakes. And we're gonna use this Argentinian red shrimp. They're almost like lobster, and they cook a little bit quicker. So here's the pan, it's already going. A little olive oil, a little butter. And then in go the Argentinian red shrimp. I'm gonna use a little bit of this Omaha Steaks signature seafood seasoning. You can see that they start to kind of curl up on themselves. That's a good indication that they're starting to get done. So I'll go ahead and flip some of these over right now. So what do you think of that? I think those shrimp are exactly perfect. So now I have all my ingredients for my surf and turf together, and you saw how easy it was to make them. I'm gonna start by just taking a few slices off the steak. And by the way, if that's not medium rare, I don't know what is. By the way, look at this, what happens with that sear roast. Beautifully cooked throughout. I mean, it's really spectacular. So I'm just gonna go ahead and spoon some of the compound butter across the top of the steak, across the top of the shrimp. I'll put a little on the broccolini too. The Omaha Steaks Private Reserve New York strip steak, Argentinian red shrimp with a side of spicy broccolini and a compound herb butter. Voila.